This is Cincinnati People.
A peek into the creative and curious side of Cincinnati.
From food to fun, entertainment, and so much more.
You'll find it right here.
Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Cincinnati People. Lauren Artino here with Catherine Nero on the Purple People Bridge.
Yes, and I'd like to point out, because I do fly the flag for Northern Kentucky, we are in Northern Kentucky right now. Fun fact, the Ohio River is actually part of Kentucky. There you go, you learned something today.
I love this. This is fantastic. You're going to learn a lot too, because there are a lot of great events happening this fall out and around the tri-state area in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, and all of the above. We've got the Queen Bee that's coming up this weekend. It's going to be a great one. We've got Blink that has been long awaited.
So many people are excited about this, and you over the next week are going to be able to check that out as the artists put up their gorgeous murals and lighting installations all over the area.
I love that. So we'll have a peek at that over the next few weeks for you. But first, let's take a look at a nice little feature we did. We shot this earlier this week for you on the Queen Bee.
We woke up Monday morning to the exciting news that the Queen Bee is sold out for 2022. That's just awesome news. It'll be a very celebratory weekend. The weather looks like amazing running weather, so everything's coming together quite well, and we're just thrilled to be back. This is our 9th running. Next year we will be celebrating 10 years of Queen Bees. It was one of those races that was just near and dear to my heart. It seemed like the marketplace, the women that I knew personally, and all of the participants that we were hearing from who did our Flying Pig half marathon, they wanted a women's opportunity, a time for women to come together and really kind of celebrate the uniqueness. You know, we always try to meet expectations that we've already created. We like new and fun little elements that are added from year to year. I think for us this year, it's just so wonderful to be back on Queen Bee weekend. Last year we came back in October, but we shared the time and the space with the Flying Pig. Everyone was thrilled to be back, but the Queen Bee has always had its unique feel. It's for women, particularly women. We certainly invite and welcome men, anybody who wants to join, but we just know how much women love that half marathon distance. So the Queen Bee, it benefits female-centric organizations. It's an opportunity for women to come together and celebrate one another. This year, the Queen Bee is going to be finishing in a slightly new area, very familiar to a lot of Cincinnatians, but we're going to finish at the Sawyer Point area. That big stage is so awesome for the programs and some of the entertainment we'll be providing, the concourse. It's just a great area to finish. The ladies have been with us at several park settings around town, but as we've grown, we've outgrown a few of those. So Sawyer Point Looms is a great place to finish. We think the post-race party will be wonderful there. The footprint is very conducive to the kinds of things we do post-race. So we're happy to be at Sawyer Point. You'll be finishing between the Flying Pig statues. Of course, the Queen Bee has its own personality, its own feel, but to identify where you'll finish, you'll come in by the Flying Pigs at Sawyer Point, and then we will serve your needs in the recovery area and guide you into the park for the post-race party. Again, this race, each of our events deserves its own unique time, space, and I think the celebratory feel it's there, it's ubiquitous at all of the events, whether it's a beer run or the Flying Pig Marathon, but they each have their own personality. So we're thrilled that we can bring the Queen Bee back and, you know, bring women together and celebrate their individual accomplishments as well as the sisterhood of getting together and accomplishing goals.
All right, Catherine, I know that you are not a fan of spooky season as much as I am.
I like the pumpkins, I like the sunflowers, I like the cider, but that's where it stops for me.
Okay, well, lucky for you, we have a nice little feature coming up in just a moment here. We went to Gorman Heritage Farm, and I gotta tell you, we learned so much. It's not just the pumpkins, not just the cider, not just the sunflowers, but that's a working farm. It's been around since the 1800s.
Wow.
It's amazing. Then we also visited, for you spooky lovers, we went to Kings Island for their Halloween haunt. I'm telling you guys, you can bring the kids here, you can bring your friends, and all of that fun stuff, but be ready for some spooky, scary times. That's all I gotta say. Enjoy.
Yeah, so it's been a continuously working farm since 1835, but it was a family farm for many years. And then in the 1990s, the Gorman family donated the farm to the community so that it could be a resource, a place for people to come be outside in nature, learn about food, just, you know, a place for the community. So people are welcome to come visit. Just come with your friends, with your family to visit the farm. You can walk around and enjoy our gardens and meet our friendly farm animals and take a hike on our trails. And then we also offer public programs. So programs for adults and children, families, and then field trips. We have a lot of school field trip programs, summer day camp, and more structured programs like that. But all of that is in support of our mission. So we are a working farm. We're 122 acres, we grow food. But our mission is to educate. So we're a nonprofit organization and we educate about agriculture, nutrition, sustainability, and the environment. And basically we're just trying to help the community understand where food comes from. The Sunflower Festival is our big show. One weekend, October 1st and 2nd, big giant field of sunflowers. You can come take your picture in the sunflowers, pick sunflowers. And then every other weekend in October, we have Fall Farm Fun Days. But we'll still have the sunflowers, we'll still have pumpkins and hay rides, just from 9 to 3. The admission for Fall Farm Fun Days is just our regular admission. There's no additional charge. $5 for adults, $3 for children, $3 for seniors. Children under 3 are free. Come visit us. It's a beautiful place. A lot of times we're described as a hidden gem. We definitely don't want to be a secret. We like the fact that we are a gem, but come check us out, see what you think.
Let's show your house how to pose.
Welcome to Hotel St. Michael, where people check in all the time, but they never ever check out. Stay a little bit longer, please come back. No!
It's about to get real hot up in here.
Well, who doesn't love Jeff Ruby's, right?
Oh my gosh, steak, filet,
You know it.
put on my plate.
Steak Collinsworth, I'm grabbing it, and steak Burrow these days. Well, you're going to get to enjoy all of those things at a brand new location for Jeff Ruby's, the Foundry, right across from Fountain Square. It's going to be amazing. Opens this weekend, and we sat down with Dylan Ruby, the Executive Vice President, and Jeff Ruby's son about all the great things happening within Jeff Ruby Culinary Entertainment. All right, so Dylan, let's start at the very beginning, as they say. Tell us how you started and how you got to this point now with Jeff Ruby Entertainment, where you're the Executive Vice President.
Absolutely. So I started just as a little boy running around the restaurants. You know, I always referred to the employees as my babysitters back in the day when I was a kid. My parents would bring me into the restaurant and just kind of leave me there and let the employees watch me. And that was how I got my early start, just from hiding under the tables, playing hide and seek. But now, things are a little different, and a lot of those same employees are still with us. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting to be a little bit older now, a little bit more mature, and to be able to be the one that's trying to take care of those employees instead.
How was that transition, moving from literally the ground floor all the way up to the executive suites here?
It was something that I worked really hard for. It was something that my father told me, you'll never get into management until after college. So that was something where I learned every position, started from the ground up, from washing dishes to being a server assistant to valeting, all the way up through serving, and then eventually into management.
What kind of lessons do you think you learned along the way that have helped you in this management role?
I think the greatest lesson that I learned is that our most valuable asset are our human resources. The people that take care of our guests are the ones that we want to take care of, and that's been a great opportunity for me, as I'm mainly in HR now.
A lot of times when kids grow up in a family business, they're like, I don't know if I want to go into that line of work. What made you decide that this is where you wanted to be?
I knew from an early age that this is what I wanted to do. Every time I was in the restaurants, I just had so much fun, so much joy. It sounds cliche, I know my parents have said it and many people have heard it, but you find something that you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. I truly feel like I haven't worked a day in my life. I love coming into work every day. Every day presents its own opportunities. Every day presents its own challenges. COVID surely taught us a thing or two in the restaurant industry, and it's only made us stronger, so I really enjoy it.
Everybody's got their favorite Jeff Ruby restaurant, but the Precinct is the longest running fine dining establishment in the city. That's got to be exciting for you. Tell us what that means to the family.
It's an honor to think that a community has supported us for 41 years. Like I said, as a child, I grew up in that restaurant. I used to run around and drive people crazy in that restaurant. Now I have my own kids, and to be able to take them there and watch them, it's like reliving the experience. And it wouldn't be possible without the support of the community. 41 years, it's been a great ride. And my job and my brother and sister's job now is just to not screw it up, and let's go for another 41 years.
So let's talk about that. What's next? What's the future look like for Jeff Ruby?
I think the future looks great. I think the future looks great for our entire industry. People are excited to dine out. There's pent-up demand like never before. And it's great that we've got some great opportunities. We've got great culinary schools here in town. So I think it's exciting. It's fun to watch people get passionate about food. More importantly, it's fun to watch people get passionate about creating an experience that people will remember forever. We're not just in the restaurant business, we're in the people business, and the way we make people feel is really even more important than the food we put on their plate.
That's a great point. I was actually going to ask that next question. What does it feel like to know that you are the destination restaurant? Like when somebody comes in from out of town, they're like, where should we eat? Jeff Ruby, you got to go to Jeff Ruby. To know that you're that special occasion place for engagements and anniversaries and all of that.
Yeah, that's special. Cincinnati is such a great community, and we're in many other cities as well. But to be able to, I think it starts with word of mouth. It starts by the way you make people feel, and there's no marketing that you can do around that. It's simply an actual feeling that people have in their hearts. And when you perform that and you execute that, they go and they tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, and next thing you know, you're on the map.
So let me ask you then about the new place. Tell us what someone who's been to maybe a couple of Jeff Ruby establishments so far, what is going to be different about the new location at the Foundry?
My dad is calling this his legacy restaurant.
Oh, wow.
So we've done it's like asking your child, which is your favorite child. It's a tough question to answer. But recently, the most recent restaurants that we've done have all had this really incredible blueprint, and we feel that there's a niche for that. Our own city doesn't have what we've done in Nashville and what we've done in Lexington and what we've done in Louisville and Columbus. So we're excited to kind of bring all of that experience that we've gained and to bring it back to our hometown and to create his legacy restaurant. And he's having fun building it.
You talked about the legacy. What kind of legacy is it that you think that this new location will kind of fulfill, as opposed to the Precinct and some of the other ones that we're also familiar with?
I think it's going to be a very energetic restaurant. The live entertainment, being across the street from Fountain Square, great grand patio, huge lounge area. It's going to have a legacy room that's going to pay homage to all of the Cincinnati legends over the years. And I think we're really excited about it. Art Deco, crystal chandeliers, great Gatsby feeling, something that, again, we've been able to accomplish in some other markets, and it's a really good feeling to bring it home.
We were started in the mid-'80s by the most fantastic, wonderful man we all know in Cincinnati, John Pepper, and a really committed group of individuals that wanted to bring opportunity to students and really focus on enhancing graduation rates. By the work of John and several others, we were able to develop a program that really addressed that and got them to where they were going to graduate and be successful after high school. We do have several programs we're really proud of here at CYC. We are probably most well known for our mentoring programs. So we offer both one-on-one and group mentoring to impact students starting from second grade now in our UC Med Mentors programs, where we pair the young students up with med school students in a co-mentoring program. We also have, in addition to our mentoring programs, several other programs. JCG is our Jobs for Cincinnati Graduates. That's a program that's been a part of CYC since 2012. And in that time, we've impacted thousands of students here at CPS and in several other districts across greater Cincinnati. Our third program is Gear Up. So it's actually an acronym, but Gear Up is our college success program. It's actually a federal funded grant that allows us to work in two different districts here in greater Cincinnati, North College Hill and Mount Healthy. And we have staff in the buildings that really focus specifically on college success. So they have all kinds of benchmarks that help students on that pathway to graduation and post-graduation. We also are really thrilled about our Saturday Hoops program. So Saturday Hoops, a lot of folks in Cincinnati are familiar with. It's been around for over 18 years, and it was started by a group of caring volunteers that have really, over the years, wrapped their arms around our community's young people, provided them with all kinds of awesome opportunities and experiences and the support mechanisms to be successful. We do use sports, we use basketball, volleyball, we do yoga. We've now implemented other ways so that it's a more inclusive program for students that may not necessarily love sports, but they like art, they like yoga. They're interested in reading and literacy. We're adding a mental health component this year. So all these things that make students really feel supported and enable them to make good decisions and good choices starting from a very young age all the way up through high school graduation. You know, there's all kinds of stories of students that have faced incredible challenges in high school, and recently we're hearing all these stories of the challenges that students have faced through COVID and getting them to a point where they not only graduate but are prepared for success after they graduate. We focus on the 4 E's now, we're calling it: employment, enlistment, enrollment, and entrepreneurship after graduation. And our programs are all tailored to set students on those pathways to be successful. So on October 27th, we're having our first annual Dream Makers since 2019. So we're really thrilled to be bringing the community together this way in support of our programs. We will be at Music Hall in the beautiful ballroom there. That's just an amazing place to meet and be together. And we are really excited to bring our community into our program at the event to highlight the accomplishments of several just outstanding students and also some really committed volunteers that make our programs just so successful. Easiest way to reach us is cycuyouth.org. You can find all the information there about Dream Makers, to be a sponsor, to purchase a table or a ticket, or donate an auction item. And even more importantly, that's where you can register young people to participate in our programs. Or if you're interested in being a volunteer, you can sign up there and we can get that ball rolling to get you involved as a mentor or in many volunteer opportunities in our programs.
Catherine, that was one of my favorite interviews we've done in quite a long time.
Aww.
CYC does such great work within our communities, helping so many local teens and youths and just helping them thrive. It's good stuff. And they also work alongside, as you may have seen there, Saturday Hoops and Better Than Sneakers. Done a lot of stories with them. So really good stuff there, guys. Hope you love this week's show. Catherine, you're really gonna like the show week after next.
Okay, tell me all about it.
It is all the fall fun.
Okay.
Not a lot of
I'm
spooky.
in.
We're talking pumpkins. We're talking more sunflowers. We're talking apple picking. You name it, we got it.
Well, I know what I'll be doing in a couple of weeks, and we thank you guys so much for joining us here today.